Welcome to the Catholic Journey with Deacon Pat Kearns. Just 7 minutes a day to grow deeper in your faith. Let me ask you something. When you picture a family, what do you see? Do you see a dinner table full of voices, children interrupting, laughter, maybe even a little chaos? Or do you see something quieter, more controlled, more independent, but maybe a little more alone? Today we're going to talk about something that touches every one of us. What happened to the family and what it means for us today. Let's go back for a moment. In the 1960s, the cultural expectation was clear. You grew up, you got married, you had children, you built a life together. Family wasn't just one option, it was the foundation of society. Marriage was seen as permanent. Children were expected, often numerous, and life revolved around something bigger than the individual. And here's something we don't talk about enough. People didn't always feel ready. They didn't always feel fulfilled. But they stepped into family life anyway, and in doing so, they often became the person they needed to be. Now, this wasn't perfect. There were struggles. Gender roles could be rigid. Emotional expression was often limited. Not every home was healthy or loving, but there was something undeniably strong, a shared understanding that family mattered above everything else. But something began to shift, quietly at first, then rapidly. Fast forward to today. Now the message sounds very different. Focus on yourself first. Don't settle. You don't need marriage to be fulfilled. Children are optional or even a burden. Marriage rates are down. Birth rates are declining. Many people are delaying or avoiding commitment altogether. And beneath all of this, there is a deeper shift. We moved from a culture of duty to a culture of preference. And that changes everything. Because now relationships are often evaluated by one question. Is this still making me happy? And when happiness fades, as it always does in seasons, the relationship itself becomes unstable. We have to ask an honest question. Why did this shift happen? Because people didn't just wake up one day and reject family. A few things changed. Trust in institutions declined. Divorce became more common. Many children saw broken marriages firsthand. Economic pressures made raising a family feel overwhelming. And culture began to elevate self-fulfillment above self-sacrifice. And for many today, the thought is, I don't want to repeat what I saw. I don't want to fail. I don't want to lose myself. And that's real, because here's the danger. In trying to avoid the pain of love, we can end up avoiding love itself. This isn't just about sociology. This is about the human heart. We were created for commitment, sacrifice, self-gift. And nowhere is that lived out more powerfully than in a marriage and family. In the 1960s, people often sacrificed because they had to. Today, we avoid sacrifice because we can. But here's the truth. A life without sacrifice often becomes a life without depth. Let me paint a picture. Imagine two people. The first builds a life in total freedom, travels when they want, spends money how they want, answers to no one. The second marries, has children, wakes up at 2 a.m. with a crying baby, puts their own needs aside over and over again. Now ask yourself, which life is easier? Well, clearly the first. But then ask a deeper question. Which life is more likely to shape a soul? Because something happens in sacrifice. You become more patient, more selfless, more capable of real love. And that transformation doesn't happen by accident. It happens through giving yourself away. Let's be honest. Despite all our connectivity, many people today are deeply lonely. More screen time, less real connection. More independence, less belonging. More options, less meaning. And here's something profound. We have more ways to avoid people than ever before, and yet we still ache for connection. Because the human soul wasn't made for endless choice. It was made for faithful love. The church has always taught something radical. The family is not just social, it's sacramental. Marriage is not just a contract, it is a covenant. Children are not interruptions, they are eternal souls entrusted to us. And here's something beautiful. In raising a child, you are cooperating with God Himself. In loving a spouse faithfully, you are reflecting Christ's love for the church. This isn't small. This is eternal. So where does this leave us? Because we're not living in the 1960s. We're living now. Here's the invitation. If you're married, go deeper, not just wider. If you have children, see them as your path to holiness. If you're single, don't close yourself off to the call to love and family. If you've been hurt, God can still rebuild what was broken. And maybe most importantly, don't let culture lower your vision of what life can be. Maybe the question isn't, was the past better? Maybe the real question is, what kind of life am I building right now? A life of comfort or a life of love, sacrifice, and meaning? Because in the end, it won't be our independence that fulfills us. It will be the people we gave ourselves to. This is The Catholic Journey with Deacon Pat Kearns. Just 7 minutes a day to grow deeper in your faith. God bless.